5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Howard the Duck describing his escape from the alien task force. I crawled to freedom through 500 yards of shit-smelling foulness you can't even imagine. It was just human waste. It wasn't just human waste. Human waste is almost tolerable. Do you have any idea the filth that comes out of the ass of those blue fuckers from Pandora? I wish I could forget it.
Welcome to the Scafaci-verse.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Scafaci-verse. I am Anthony Scafaci.
And I'm Alan Gegax.
And welcome back, Alan. Oh man. Dude,
Yeah,
this is
back.
going to be, we
Back.
got a lot to
Dude.
talk about here.
It's true. Back from the land of what do they call that? The dream world where you
The
I don't remember.
Scafaci-verse.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what they call it.
Back into the Scafaci-verse. That's the important
Yeah.
thing. But yeah. What the fuck is that? There's a fancy word
The
I'm
nether
trying
void?
to think of. Yeah, the nether void.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So, hey everybody.
Maybe I haven't fully recovered.
Yeah,
from,
you know.
yeah.
So we are back. We're back in the recording studio. We're here
Yeah.
at Roll Room Studios here at my house, and we're going to record a very special, very touching, very heartfelt episode.
Yeah, that's right.
Of the Scafaci-verse for you guys, and
Yeah.
I am so
because
happy.
cancer is no joking
No,
matter.
dude, it's not. And I am very happy to have you back. My co-host, and we're gonna recap Alan's successful surgery and just what it was like to go through this and get that kidney cancer taken out.
Get it out. Get
Yeah.
that crap out of there. So, spoiler alert, I lived.
Yeah,
Right? Yep. This is not an AI version of me that is now fulfilling the co-host duties.
No, but before we get
Yeah.
into the story,
Right.
We have business to
Yeah,
attend to.
right. It's still an episode. There's
yep.
an episode format.
So I think we said we have Just the Tip, right?
Yep.
And so who is going to be our sponsor for Just the Tip?
Well, it is an appropriate sponsor. It is the He Held On Foundation.
I love those
helping the
guys.
elderly achieve their bucket list dreams thanks to your generous financial donations.
All right. So
Now-
what is your tip, Al?
Well, the tip is, before we get to that, I want to
Okay.
talk about the He Held On just a sec.
Oh,
because, I faced my mortality, let's
Yeah.
say, right? I had to kind of think about these things. But that's not what He Held On is for.
No.
If you're dying of cancer and you need a bucket list item checked off, generally that's the work of the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Well, that's
for
if you're a
younger
kid.
people. If you're
Yeah.
a kid. Yeah. If you're really old
Yeah.
and you're dying, that's the He Held On
Yes.
Foundation. There is, not that I'm aware of, there is no midlife
No.
bucket list foundation.
You're just on your own.
Yeah, at the beginning you got the Make-A-Wish, at the end you got He Held On, and in the middle you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, yeah. All right, so the tip is, this one's really easy, given the situation I'm in. Listen to your doctors and go to the doctor.
Yes.
There are a lot of men out there, myself being one of them, where your wife would be like, oh, maybe you should go to the doctor about that. And then you just don't go.
No. Just have some chicken soup.
Yeah, exactly.
Take
Rubbing the dirt.
Sudafed.
Six Sudafed and a 40 of Mickey's.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you feel better. And I mean, dude, you guys know my own story. If I would not have gone to the doctor,
No.
my cancer would spread.
No,
And
and by the time you finally
caught it, it would
felt
have been way, way worse.
so terrible that you were forced to go, it could have been too late.
Right. That's exactly right. And we will find, a little bit of a spoiler, that my cancer grew just
course,
from the time that I had the imaging to the time it got cut out. And getting that head start
slow down
is
there,
so
Turbo.
critical. I know, because
Okay,
we're talking about going to the doctor.
Yeah.
Having that head start is so critical to
Your
things
success
like
rate.
cancer. Yeah, to the success rate. Yeah, that's exactly right. And so most of the time, if you have insurance, just going to your regular family doctor, it's like $20 or
Yes.
$30
Close
or
to
whatever it is.
nothing compared to the value.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so that's my suggestion. And go get that finger in your butt too.
Yep, it's a good one, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So-
All right, so there's your tip.
Okay, so good job, Al.
Yep.
All right, so let's just jump right into it. Let's get right into the recap,
right.
And let's talk about it.
Okay, so right now, as we record this, we are 11 days out from surgery. And so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, we're 11 days out. And so things are going okay now.
Yeah.
But all the interesting stuff happens right from the beginning. So I want you guys, the last you guys heard as listeners was that I have this cancer and surgery is in my future.
Yeah.
And now, thanks to the miracle of time travel, the surgery is now in my past. So we're going to talk about what happened.
You know, time travel's come up an awful lot with you lately.
It has, yeah. Well, it'll blow your fucking mind.
Yeah, dude.
It's enough to make
you're
you go
changed
cross-eyed.
man. So.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So it starts out straightforward, right? It's surgery day, and my wife has to drive me across town to the hospital. It was 5:30 in the morning that I have to arrive at the hospital.
So that means she had to get up even earlier.
Yeah.
So how, was she chipper or what?
No. And my wife is not generally chipper.
Not a morning person, would you say?
No, I would say that she is not. But in this instance, like, one of the issues with her chronic illness is that her sleep schedule is all screwed up no matter what.
Yeah, so actually kind of middle of her day maybe.
Yeah, exactly. I think like she really didn't sleep the night before, and so it was kind of academic.
Yeah.
I actually managed to get a reasonable amount of sleep the night before, and I was fairly calm going into it.
Sure.
Because, dude, it's all kind of out of my hands.
Yeah.
What can I do about it?
Nothing. Just be a willing participant.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like being on a roller coaster. You just raise your arms.
Yeah, you're along for the ride.
Yeah, you're along for the ride.
Yeah, dude. And like, to me, a big goal that I had through all of this was just try to be a good patient.
Yeah.
Do the things that I need to do to make everybody else's job easier.
Yeah.
And I feel like I did it. So like, one of the things that I had to do to prep, I had to don't eat anything before or after midnight, like a gremlin.
Yeah.
Right? There's gremlin rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was easy. I stopped at like 9 p.m.
Sure.
No problem. Just don't do it. Don't fuck with it. And dude, I don't get the people who are like,
You're not my brother waking up 3 a.m. for a big bag of soft match cookies.
You're right, exactly.
He's lost like 70 pounds.
Dude,
Shout out
is
to
he
Joe.
on Ozempic or something? Probably.
He's doing a lot of working out. I know that.
Okay. Good for him. Yeah, I know he goes through these phases like that.
Yeah, well, dude, I think this one's going to keep, man.
Yeah,
He's
cool.
very motivated.
Right on.
Big shout out to Joe.
Yeah, dude, that is not easy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the whole mentality of like, oh, well, maybe I could just have some coffee in the morning or whatever. Like, no, dude, don't fuck with it. Right. And then the other thing that I had to do for prep, the prep was super easy. Just A, don't eat or drink. B, take a shower. But in this case, not just take a shower. I had to take a shower with this special antibacterial soap that I had to pick up from the hospital.
It wasn't the same soap from Fight Club?
Yeah, it was. I had to pick it up from an alley right in the back. Yeah, just slip the cash out. And, so they gave me the special antibacterial soap, and it comes with instructions. And the instructions are wash your whole body with it, let it sit for like 2 minutes, and then rinse it off. But don't get any on your face and don't get any on your genitals.
I wonder why that. That's a curious one.
To me, if any part of my
body... They
body...
don't want clean balls.
needs antibacterial soap, it's my genitals. Yeah. Like, they need a double dosing of that. So I actually looked it up because I was curious. Like, dude, why don't they want me to wash my genitals? Is it a kink? And it turns out it's because the soap is like super caustic. And it will really irritate any mucous membrane that it comes. So that's why they say don't wash your face.
The schmegma doesn't defend itself.
Exactly. Yeah. And so you don't want it like a burning dick as you're going in there. Yeah.
Not enough anesthesia for that.
Right. So I have to shower the night before, and then I have to shower again the morning of my surgery. And so no problem. Take my 2 showers. I'm good to go. And then we go to the hospital. So I get called back at the hospital, and the nurse goes through like a whole bunch of questions about my medical history. And at this point, all those questions, the answer is no. And to me, it's stuff like, have you had surgeries before? Have you had heart disease? Do you have diabetes? All this stuff.
The general
the general health stuff. You guys have all had to answer questions like that. And so for me, it's really fortunate that I'm able to answer no to all of this stuff.
You're just boring. You're square.
Yeah, right.
It's funny because you used to be a guy who used to throw yourself physically down dirt hills. Yeah, when you were young.
Injuries. Oh. I've been hurt plenty. Yeah, but no real injuries. And then with like being boring, like have you ever had sex with an African prostitute? Well, no, you guys heard in episode 3 of the Africa story. I turned down that opportunity. On that one. I passed. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's all done. Now I'm just dealing with the nurses, and they're all helpful. They're nice. They're cute, of course.
Dude, were there any with like huge cans?
No,
No.
there were not.
Because look,
But they have that like next door natural cuteness that I really like. Yeah,
dude, nurses are smoke shows, bro.
Yeah.
That's why I married
yeah,
one. So,
yeah. Right, exactly. Yeah, you would know.
Yeah,
right,
dude,
exactly.
oh, yeah, and man, nothing grosses them out. Let me tell you,
Dude.
Yeah,
that's the truth.
The nurses do some hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
That like even hardened people that are like, oh, I got a strong stomach. No, you
Dude,
don't.
that's gonna come up later.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the story, I had a nurse trainee, and
dude.
she was not ready for it. But yeah, like with the nurse, like I can pretty much guarantee she's seen a dick smaller than mine.
Yeah, maybe.
And so maybe, yeah, right. She's probably seen a dick smaller than mine.
Let's hope.
Right. So that's good. And the nurses are all like really complimentary of my surgeon, which is a nice feeling. Yeah. Is that the kind of thing they say that to everybody?
That's a sales
Probably.
job. Are you think they're going to come in and be like, look, man,
Yeah.
I wish you luck.
Yeah, right. We call your guy the butcher.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And so, but dude, I mean, I'll take it, And so getting ready for surgery, I got to change into the sexy gown.
Yeah, those are like the assless chaps of the medical field.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I got my
feel sexy.
bunghole hanging out.
Dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I'm ready. And it's like right away you have to kind of let go of your dignity.
Oh, dude, yeah, it goes right out the window.
Yeah. And just like, oh, well, I'm along for the ride at this point. And the idea that, oh, I should probably cover my dick up, dude, just let it go.
So when you go into like a jiu-jitsu gym or an MMA gym, one of the things that's usually near the door, it says like, leave your ego at the door. Right? They should just put that.
Yeah, leave your dignity at the door.
Leave your dignity at the door when you go to the hospital.
Yeah, exactly. So they get me all prepped. The surgeon comes and talks to me. The anesthesiologist comes and talks to me. And, to kind of get me ready for what's going to happen. But ultimately, none of this is on me. All I got to do is lay there and be unconscious. Yeah. And like, I feel like I can do that.
Yeah, the bar's set pretty low for you.
Yeah, exactly. So then it's time. They wheel me into the surgical theater. And dude, this is a robotic surgery.
Nice.
And this robot is like futuristic year 2026 stuff.
So is it like, like Dr. Octopus from...
Yes.
It's got the 4 tentacles and they're going to hook
you up. It does. There was
right?
at least 4 arms that I saw. And so afterward, I went and looked at pictures of... We'll put pictures of the thing.
Sure, yeah, that'd be great.
On the site. So you guys can go and find that. But yeah, dude, so this thing has like all these arms. They're all like wrapped in plastic, and it's this huge machine. And then the workers are explaining to me, like the nurse is like, yeah, the doctor goes like over into the corner of the room, and he's got these goggles on.
And this PlayStation controller.
Yeah, right, exactly. Just like that submarine, the billionaire submarine. Yeah, he's got one of those, like a modified. And dude, it's so futuristic, and it's really freaking cool. And so some of that helps me to understand like why it's all so very expensive. But so that's fine. So I chit chat with the nurses a little bit. And,
it's an AI surgeon. It's your kidney cancer is some of the best I've ever seen.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. All the robot really does is just kiss the surgeon's ass. But you know how surgeons are.
Yeah,
they need that.
Yeah, little confidence boost never hurt anybody.
Right. So the anesthesiologist comes in. And they get the IV started. He puts the mask on me. And he tells me to take a couple of deep breaths. And, dude, there's no countdown. There's no nothing.
No, dude. That stuff works fast.
Yeah. And so, like, he tells me, like, you're about to experience time travel. And when you wake up, it's going to be the futuristic year 2026.
Yeah, and it's like, once they put that on, it's zoom. You're into the Scafacci-verse.
Yeah. That's
it.
Exactly
You're gone.
Right. Yeah, there was no 5,
no,
4. There
dude.
was nothing.
No, you just get the cold open, whatever that is.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And so an instant later, I'm in the recovery room.
It's funny because... that's if you've ever seen the movie Terminator, Kyle Reese, he describes time travel as it's like this flash of light and pain, and that's it. And then you're just there. You're just like suddenly you just wake up. Like time is irrelevant, dude. It's basically you were in Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Yeah. You went back 30 years.
Yep.
And to see Doc, and he's like, oh, heavy.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, Leah Thompson was there. She's all young and sexy.
Yeah, that's your favorite.
Buddy. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wake up in the recovery, and for me, like, none of this stuff really gave me anxiety, gave me any nerves, except this. Because my dad had a back surgery, and when he woke up from anesthesia, he had this thing called post-operative delirium.
Yeah.
Where he had just lost his fucking mind.
Yeah.
And he didn't have his wits, and he was just out of his goddamn mind. And sometimes after surgery, that can last a half hour. On the outside, it can last maybe an hour or two. His lasted for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, and it's funny because you're generally a pretty aloof guy, pretty forgetful anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm going to guess if you woke up feeling that way, the anesthesia had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, and so that's the thing is you kind of need this baseline to compare it to. And it turned out for my father, it turned out that he had Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And so he had been kind of keeping it at bay. And then after this happened, he could no longer keep it at bay. And that's what was really going on. And so it's something that I'm really on the lookout for. And I know my wife was extremely nervous about it because she saw what happened with my father.
Yeah.
And dude, if that happened to me, my wife's in a world of hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And so as soon as I wake up, I kind of start going through this systems check.
Sure. I get it. I've been there. I've had surgeries.
Yeah, yeah. And like, okay, can I speak? Yeah, the nurse asked me a question. I answered. Okay, so that's good. We're on the right track. Can I understand things? And yeah, I think I'm basically understanding what's going on. Can I have complicated thoughts? Yeah. Okay, I can kind of... I just said a big word.
Like
okay,
algebra?
that's encouraging. Yeah, you're right, exactly. And then you got to do the physical systems check, you know.
Yeah.
So I put the finger in the poop chute.
Yeah, so
make sure check
everything's
the
working.
oil. Right, exactly. Okay, that seems okay too. So everything seems okay, and much to my surprise, I'm not feeling that bad physically. Like I'm pretty comfortable.
Well, I mean, a lot of that is the direct effect of the anesthesia itself.
Turns out that's true.
Plus some
Yeah.
painkillers that I'm sure they give you, just load you up
dude,
with.
that was really nice of them.
Yeah.
Because like
So
they would
thoughtful.
explain to me later that they gave like while they're in there,
Yeah.
they can fire like I don't know painkillers like right
Yeah,
into
right
the,
up there. Yeah, right in the gooch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, his gooch is probably going to hurt. Let's just get this painkiller right in the gooch.
That's how. Look, if you butt
Nerve
chug,
blockers, they call it.
If you butt chug tequila, it takes effect way faster.
Yeah, there
if you
you
give
go.
pain medicine directly into the gooch, same thing.
Right, exactly. Right
Yeah.
into the site of pain. And so I'm doing okay. The surgeon comes in, or I don't remember who it was. Like everything is still kind of a blur. But they explained to me that the tumor was bigger than they expected.
Sure.
And that they were able to save about 75% of my kidney.
I remember you told me that the tumor had grown
Yeah.
to the size of a Hot Wheels VW minibus.
There you go. If
Yeah.
you're trying to picture in your head how big the tumor was.
Yeah, that's how they described it.
Right. And I'm hoping at some point I get to see like a picture of it or something like that. So
make
we'll
a
see.
necklace out of it. Like keep it in like two pieces of glass.
Oh, those
like
self as
pressed
fucks will never
together,
give it to you.
and then you get to keep it and wear it around.
Right, exactly. And so, okay, recovery, everything's going okay. So now it's time to wheel me up to my hospital room where I'm supposed to stay one night. So I'll be here today, tomorrow, and then I go home tomorrow. And so I get rolled up there, and then when we get to the room, right again, I'm not feeling too bad.
Yeah.
And so they ask me,
You want to go for a run?
Are you right on track? They ask me if I want to walk from the surgery bed to my hospital bed.
Now, how far do you think that was?
15 feet.
15 feet?
Yeah. And it's because they stop the bed at the threshold of the room.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
So when they walk you in there and they stop the bed threshold of the room and it's about 15 feet and they ask you if you want to walk.
Yep.
1 to 10, what did you think you were going to, like, on a scale of 1 to 10,
Yeah.
how confident were you that you were going to make that walk?
Oh, my confidence was an 8.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah. My anticipated pain level was like a 3.
Okay, so
You know,
once again,
okay, yeah.
seriously overconfident here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then, like, it's time to get up, and I realize, like, my legs don't really want to move. But I don't know.
Are you sending the brain thought down there? Like,
yeah,
move, leg?
but it feels like disconnected.
Uh-huh.
Like
drunk?
a little bit. It's more like my legs are like, no, fuck that.
They're just, they just say no.
Because
That's
I
all.
know, but there's a difference. There's a mental difference. It's kind of worth getting into.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because
man.
this is going to be a theme over the next 2.5 days where I can envision what it would be like to move my legs. And I can think like, okay, I'm going to move my leg and this is what's going to happen. But the actual motive force, like what it feels like to move your leg, that part's not happening.
Yeah.
And it's not because my legs won't respond. I'm not paralyzed. It's because there's a barrier in place. And that barrier is pain.
Yeah, pain is a hell of a...
Yeah.
It's a wake-up call.
Right. And somewhere between the motive part of my brain and my legs is this barrier saying like, no, dude, don't do that.
Yeah. Self-preservation.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Somehow that's getting through. And so the nurses help me. I'm able to get out of the bed and walk. And the pain is more like...
Now, are you walking assisted?
Yeah, I'm holding on to my IV stand.
Yeah.
And the nurses are kind of making sure I don't hit the deck.
Yeah.
But dude, I do it.
Good job.
I
you.
walk. Yeah, and the nurses are all like acting like AI. They're like, "Oh, that's amazing.
Oh,
You're so
yeah,
good."
yeah.
Yeah. And so this is great. All right, dude. I'm already kicking ass in this recovery. Dude, this is going to be fucking gold.
Be out of here in a few hours.
Yeah. This ain't shit. And so I get into the bed. They help me into the bed. And this is my first, kind of a sense of how things are going to go. But at this point, I get back into the bed and things are kind of a blur. And,
So, when you say like a blur, is it because like you're in and out of sleep?
Yes.
Or is it because like nothing makes sense?
No, everything makes sense. I'm able to communicate, but I'm really tired. I can't sleep because of the pain and other issues that we're going to talk about in a minute.
And this is probably about the time during this like fugue state. I think,
yeah.
Where like
There you go.
Yoda came and he just put himself in your mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I remember these real saggy green balls dangling over my chin.
There is another Skywalker.
Right, exactly. So I'm in bed and my wife's still not there. But I want to they have the bed at an angle and, I have my kind of sitting up and I want to prop myself up.
Sure.
Because I kind of
like
slide down the
physically,
bed.
you mean?
Yeah.
Or isn't the bed like one of those easy beds where you can just push a button?
Right. The angle of the bed is fine.
Yeah.
The problem is, and this happens in hospital
kinda
beds, you kind of slide down.
Yeah,
Right,
okay.
exactly. There's nothing stopping me from sliding down. And so, okay, the move that has to happen, I'm going to put my hands down by my waist to push on.
Yeah, like do like almost like a push-up.
Yeah, to like a dip,
Yeah.
or like a bar dip or whatever. And then with my legs, I'll have to raise my knees so that I can also push with my legs and push myself up in the bed. And so I put my hands down by my waist, and that part's okay. But then when it's time to lift my knees...
Ooh, welcome to your core muscles, my friend.
Dude,
Yeah.
and so this is where we get into what's actually going on. And this is my first real insight. Now, mind you, this is still... I don't know this yet, but I'm still under the effects of the nerve blockers from the surgery.
Yeah.
So it's already like that stuff's starting to wear off, and this is
Because you're
getting-
probably a few hours out of the surgery now.
yeah,
right?
yeah. Maybe I'm like an hour and a half out of the surgery,
Okay.
maybe 2 hours, something like that. And so I go to raise my leg, and it's agony. Like it is not happening. And so it was my left kidney. So all the incisions, all the damage is on my left side. So with my right leg, I can pick it up a little bit, and it hurts like a motherfucker. With my left leg, no, I can't move it at all. And so I'm just stuck here in the bed. And, the nurse comes by a little later. They wind up helping me to do that. And the idea that I can't move my leg, it's something that I learned from an orthopedist. Like I had knee problems, and I told the orthopedist, like, yeah, I just don't have the range of motion. My knee just won't bend that way. And he explained to me, your knee will absolutely bend that way. You just don't do it because it hurts.
Yeah, sure.
That's what you mean when you say it won't move. And that's what's happening here as well. So
It won't move comfortably.
yeah. Oh, it certainly will not move comfortably. It won't move uncomfortably. Yeah. So eventually now we get to the point where the nerve blockers have worn off. And now I'm just on the pain pill, which is OxyContin or Oxy something or other.
One of
I
the
don't know.
oxys.
Yeah, one of the oxys.
Those things are pretty gnarly too.
Yeah.
They'll
They work.
help. Yeah.
They definitely help. But I want to make sure that like I'm not like the nurse asked me to describe my pain, and I'm thinking like, okay,
Ever take a stapler to your nuts?
Well, no, dude. So this is one of the problems that I have. This is one of my failings as a person. Is 10? I have no idea what 10 is.
Sure.
I've had a kidney stone. That's supposedly pretty close, but I bet you there's shit that hurts worse than a kidney stone.
Yeah.
So is a kidney stone a 10? No, it's not.
Yeah.
And so compared to the kidney stone...
Try losing an argument with your wife that you know you're right.
Right, exactly. Yeah, we know
that's
what
a 10.
real pain is. Yeah. And so when she asks me, like, what's my pain level, I say it's probably like a 5.
Okay.
But
you're not trying to downplay it. You just
I'm trying to be straight.
This is like
This
reasonable,
is, right? Because
you're thinking about what would a bitch say, right?
Yeah, right.
A
yeah,
bitch
exactly.
would say 10.
Yeah,
I ain't no bitch. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
right.
And so, it turns out for most of the first 24 hours that I'm there, I'm really underreporting my pain.
Yeah.
Because eventually I start looking at the chart in the wall that has like the smiley faces on it, and the hurts a little, hurts a lot, and I realize like, oh, I can see my face, and it looks a lot more like 8.
Yeah.
And so it turns out my pain was in like the 8 range.
Sure.
Or maybe even
it's kind of
more.
like the Richter scale.
Yeah,
it
right.
goes
It's
up.
logarithmic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so anyway, the damage is what's causing all the pain is the punctures to my abdominal wall.
Oh, yeah.
Right? They take the robot, right? The robot arms go through my abdominal wall and they make holes. And those holes, they're the problem.
Yeah.
And so every time I engage my core, it hurts really, really bad.
Larry Allen was your surgeon.
Right.
And he's making big giant holes.
Yeah, exactly.
You could drive a truck through.
And do you know what things you do that engage your core? Well, it turns out everything.
Yeah.
Everything engages your core, including breathing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so, dude, that makes me think that, like, John McClane in Die Hard, that guy was really tough.
Yeah,
He
endured a lot.
Yeah, the action stars, like when they get shot or they get stabbed.
Oh, yeah.
And then they can like keep on keeping on.
Yeah, I mean, he throws himself off a building using like a fire hose.
Yeah.
And crashes through glass. He's got glass all on his feet.
Dude, credit to that guy.
And dude, yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah. I have reason to believe after this, that may not be realistic.
Yeah.
But I'm not as tough as John McClane.
Yeah,
I would never claim.
Yeah, Nakatomi Plaza didn't save itself. Okay?
Yeah, that's right. And so anyway, the pain is now getting really bad. And on top of that, I can't sit up. I can't roll over. I can't get myself out of bed at all. And, I know, like, I'm laying here in bed. I got nothing to do. My wife has my phone. I'm just laying there. But that's fine because I'm not bored.
No,
I am trying to just get through this.
Well, and also probably try to sleep.
Yeah, I would love to sleep, right?
Yeah.
Trying to find a comfortable position. And generally, if I'm supported by the bed and I'm not moving, then it's not that bad. And then I realized, like, well, dude, at some point I'm going to have to pee. Mm-hmm. How the fuck am I going to do that? Like, I'm going to have to ring the bell a half hour before it's pee time. The nurse is going to have to come and help me.
They don't know you very well, but you're a guy that pees a lot.
I do. I pee a lot. Yeah. And so it's weird because I'm not feeling any urinary urgency at all. And that's unusual for me because, I have to pee a lot. And at some point later, I would realize that I have a catheter in, which means that somebody had to hold on to my dick and shove the tube up there. Thank God. The nurse said to me, yeah, you're lucky you were asleep for that part because pulling it out ain't going to be fun.
Dude, no.
Going in,
That's
no bueno.
no good.
Yeah. So luckily I was asleep. But dude, I'll tell you what, man, having a catheter in was pretty great.
Only you would be like, this was a good deal.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
put that catheter in, I'll take it.
Yeah, dude. My wife describes what it's like to put one into somebody
who's not unconscious.
Yeah, because she's had to do it.
Oh, sure.
And their reaction is not good.
Right.
It's not pleasant.
Yeah.
So
I believe it.
Yeah.
It's sharp pain, I'm sure.
Oh, dude, it's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, dude, once the catheter finally came out, there was a fair amount of blood that I was pissing out
I'm sure,
afterward.
yeah.
Yeah, like I go to piss in the toilet and it's like, psh, clump, psh,
Yeah.
and yeah, big old blood clot comes out my dick.
Dude, yeah, not good.
Yeah, good times. All right, so anyway, so now we get to where my wife shows up.
Is
And-
she chipper?
You know, all things considered, she's not that bad.
Okay, good.
Right?
Hey, man.
Yeah, and she's relieved
You're
that
piling up some wins here,
Yeah,
man.
she's relieved that I've gotten through the surgery, that I have my faculties about me, because that was her big concern. And she brings stuff with me. Like when I talk to her, I tell her the thing that I want is a Coke Zero.
Yeah.
Because all I'm
Priorities,
drinking
bro.
is water, and a Coke Zero sounds so good. And the problem is, you know, at this point, the pain blocker's totally worn off.
Yeah.
I'm in like full recovery mode now. And if I do anything, one more thing we should talk about, I think it was going to come up later, but I want to talk about it now.
Okay.
Gas.
Yeah.
Not just
Farts.
that will become an issue later. There is just inert gas that they blow up my abdomen with so that they can work.
Helium.
Yeah, probably.
It's like a flute.
Yeah, I didn't ask what it was. It's probably nitrogen.
Yeah.
But regardless, my abdomen is all full of this gas, and there's no way for it to escape. And I mean, they fill me full. I feel like I just finished the buffet, and like I went overboard.
Okay.
Right? Even though I haven't eaten anything in like 24 hours at this point. And it's very uncomfortable. On top of that, breathing expands my diaphragm, and that puts pressure on my abdomen.
Yeah, which more pain.
Which is more pain. And so every time I take more than just a shallow breath, it hurts bad. And it's all from this gas. And so anytime I try to do anything, it engages my core. It hurts really bad. And so it starts with, and then that upsets my breathing. And then I have to try to recover my breathing. And so my wife sees me like try to move in the bed, and I try to move, and this is how it goes.
I'll have
Every
what he's
time.
having.
And so it's A, every time I try to move. B, if I take too big of a breath. C, if I have a burp. And D, I suddenly have hiccups.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. And
Dude.
every hiccup, which I have no control over, it's just, and it's so bad, dude. And so the pain.
Sounds like prison at night.
Yeah, right. The pain is so much worse than I was expecting. I mean, I knew I would be uncomfortable, but I'm just going to lay in bed. I'm a tough guy. It's not a big deal. But dude, the pain was so
10?
much worse.
What do you think, like 10 at that point?
I think the highest it got was probably 8 or 9.
Oh.
But yeah, the real pain would come the next day.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll get to that. But so anyway, this gas. I have this, dude, if I would have sneezed during this time,
Forget it.
I might have fucking died. Yeah. That would have been the 10 is if I sneezed. And it probably would have popped everything.
Yeah.
Thank God I never sneezed. That's just luck.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
just got lucky. Never
Piling
sneezed.
up those W's, man.
Yeah, never sneezed while I was in there. And then the gas, not only does it fill my abdomen, but it moves around. And so if you're sitting upright for a while, it goes up into my shoulder. And like I had been having this shoulder pain that I had no idea why I was having shoulder pain. Maybe I laid wrong
Yeah.
or who knows what. Well, it turns out it's from the gas. And the shoulder pain feels like bursitis. And I know this because I've had bursitis in my shoulder from being a mailman. And dude, you know from playing EA college football, that shit'll sideline you.
Yeah, that's it. You're out for the season, man. Bursitis.
Right,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I got bursitis. I'm not coming in 3 plays later. Yeah.
But EA will try to put you back in there and you'll just be red.
Yeah,
You know?
right, exactly. Dude, that drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Like, okay, the guy's injured, so I push square to
Yeah,
substitute in
exactly.
the other
And he's
person.
right back.
Yeah, he's right back in, and then 2 plays later, he's hurt again.
Yeah.
Oh, great, thanks, dude.
Well, yeah, you if you up pad, you can just.
Oh,
there's
yeah,
an
with the
easy way-
D-pad.
Yeah, it's easy
Yeah.
to get them out, but still they're in there for one play.
Yeah.
And yeah,
So
to
all right.
die.
So anyway, so the nurses ask me while my wife is there, do you want to take a walk?
Mm-hmm.
And what they had told me is that the walking, I knew going into it that after surgery, the walking helps to prevent stroke and heart attack. Like it prevents blood clots. Okay, so that's good. And then also it'll help to kind of break up that gas that's in my abdomen. So yes, I definitely want to take a walk. Is it going to hurt? Yes, it's going to hurt a lot, but it's for the greater good.
Yeah, this is like the benefits outweigh the...
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
right?
the
The pain is temporary. The glory.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. They put a win by 30 thing above your door.
That's
door
right.
you
I
hit
got
on the way out.
on the way out. Yeah. That's funny. And so I get out of bed with a lot of help. And my wife is like, she's never seen me in pain like this before.
Yeah. Is she cheering you on? Is she like...
Yeah, no, she's concerned.
Okay.
You know, she's like, dude, maybe you shouldn't do this.
She's
maybe,
like, don't be a bitch.
yeah, maybe you should ask for more pain meds. But I really don't want to be labeled as
needy,
a pill. What do you call the people who want a pill seeker or whatever, right? A drug seeker.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's going to hurt. It'll stop hurting eventually.
Yeah.
And so I get up, we go for the first walk, and it's bad, dude.
How far do you think you walked?
Total maybe 50 yards.
Okay. Hey, like that's not bad.
Yeah. Get out of the bed. Go. And the nurses were, again, like super encouraging.
They're the AI.
Yeah, right. They're like AI nurses. Yeah, this is so impressive. You're doing great things for your recovery. Very well done.
Would you like me to write the next chapter?
Right. And so, you know, I get up and I'm wearing the hospital gown, and my wife is concerned about like me staying covered up. I'm like, dude, I'm way past all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
you should have twerked for her.
Right. Yeah. So normally
Hey,
in
babe,
this,
smack my ass.
right. So my wife's concerned, you know, it's worth talking about a little bit. That normally I would care, yes, very much about like this nurse seeing my dick. But in this situation, it's really easy to let go of that dignity, like we talked about earlier.
Check it at the door, man.
There's just too much other stuff to worry about.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so my concern here is just get through the day.
I mean, and you could really, you know, you can just diffuse the whole thing by just telling the nurse, look, my dick's huge, right?
Yeah, right.
Just tell me my dick's huge. Yeah.
Well, if she's a good AI nurse, she will. Right, exactly.
Oh, what a huge dick. It is like an anaconda.
So my wife, she's already seen my dick.
Yeah.
You know, the horse is out of the barn on that one. Yeah, right, exactly. And the nurse was attractive.
Yeah,
nurse
sure.
was quite attractive.
Chub up, man.
But yeah, exactly. Like that, it's not happening. And that was something that I found strange.
That probably put you in the clear, though, because if you would have chubbed up, then you'd have been in trouble.
I would have been in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it turns out like, oh, if she's going to give me a sponge bath, am I going to get a boner? Turns out no.
No.
Absolutely not. But it felt weird to me because my libido is not quite Zeus-like, but I'm generally a pretty horny dude.
Yeah, sure.
But dude, not at all.
Flatlined,
not even a little bit.
right?
Yeah, it's flatline.
You know, and see, I consider myself a pretty horny dude too.
Yeah.
Right. And I think, you know, at that point, man, I'd have been thinking like, well, this might be my chance.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
to do like the Mile High
I'm
Club
making
of
time
the
with
hospital.
this nurse. She likes me.
Dude, she keeps complimenting how tough I am.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
what a good
into me.
patient I am.
It's like going to a strip club.
Yeah, right, exactly. But dude, there was no...
They just want your insurance there, though.
Yeah, no thought of that whatsoever. Like, I would not get a boner at all for like 5 days.
Now, during that 5 days, did you try?
No. And that was a weird thing too.
Like, hey,
Because,
let me make sure this thing still works.
Yeah, because I'm used to like being horny every day. And like, okay, like the morning of the surgery, while I'm in my assless chaps, I get like a semi just checking out the nurses and like thinking about that. Like, all right, this is all right. Afterward, no, dude. And it's got to be like a survival
You're
thing.
like Will Ferrell at Olive Garden.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
kind of underwear she wears?
Yeah. Maybe it's something I never even thought of. And so it's got to be like a survival thing. Like I'm in no position to be reproducing.
No.
And so all my energy is going into
survival.
To surviving. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So anyway, to get back and dude, like my dick is in turtle mode the whole time. So to get back onto the walk now. So me and my turtle dick finally get upright. I think of it as a cloaca.
Yeah.
In this instance,
That you can totally relate to Howard.
Yeah, exactly. If there were jizz, it would be coming out of this little hole and
pineapple
the piss.
juice.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Duck sauce.
Yeah, I could tell the nurse is into me because she's like, "Hey, do you want more pineapple juice?" So anyway, now we get to start walking, and okay, this is what I'm good at because I walk so much in my day-to-day life.
Oh, yeah,
I
dude, this
walk
is your
10
strong
miles a day.
suit,
Yeah,
man.
this is my
they're
jam.
They're playing your kind of game now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, like, dude,
they messed up here.
that's right.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, I know I'm a fucking walker. I can walk. And it turns out it's true. And when I start walking, like, it's bad, but I feel good. I feel like, okay, this is what my body should be doing.
Do you just stop at every room and try to put something in it?
Yeah, exactly. Like mail. Yeah, right.
Try to.
Yeah, it's very confusing for me. Yeah. And so at this point, this is when I first notice my catheter bag. Because it hadn't occurred to me at this point that I even have a catheter in. And then I see like the bag that's hanging off the IV. And dude, it looks like it's filled with weak coffee.
It's like, is it like green tea?
No, dude, it's like a light brown.
Okay.
Like
sweet tea.
it is a lot like sweet tea. In
Okay.
fact, yeah. You know what? It's not weak coffee. It looks like strong iced tea.
Okay.
That's what it looks like.
Is it the Long Island variety?
I didn't sample it.
Yeah.
I guess I should have. But dude, that worries me. I mean, the nurses aren't worried about it. But like, I know that your pee is supposed to be, clear. And I know I've been drinking a lot. And
well, they
so-
got to be giving you like IVs, right? Or no?
Yeah, they're
or
giving
they
me
just are
on
you drinking
top
from a
of-
cup?
Yeah. So they give me a very slow IV.
Yeah.
And then I'm also drinking just a lot of water.
Yeah.
And cranberry juice and whatever they'll give me to drink because my mouth is perpetually dry. And so seeing this bag like worries me. Like, dude, my pee should not be that color. But they're the experts. They know what they're doing. And so I'm not going to worry about it too bad. So anyway, we do this little walk. I get back to my hospital bed. Getting back into the hospital bed was fucking agony.
Uh-huh.
And then my wife leaves. Now, she had brought me my phone.
Yeah.
Great. She brought me my laptop because I'm thinking like, dude, I got 3 weeks off.
Fruit Ninja.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to do like some writing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to do all this creative work because I got nothing but time on my hands. But dude, it turns out I can't do any of that shit.
No, not right then. Anyway.
No, not right then. I can't even listen to a podcast because I'm in and out of consciousness and I'm in so much pain. I can't concentrate on it.
That would have been the perfect time to listen into our entire library because
Right.
you don't really need to pay that much attention to enjoy
true.
this.
Yeah, I wound up finding a podcast like that where like, if I pass out, who cares, right? It's no big deal. So that's pretty much how it goes. The surgeon comes back, or the surgeon's coworker, and says like, hey, we need you to stay a second night because the tumor was so big, the surgery was bigger than we thought.
It's not a tumor.
Right. And at the end of that first day, like when I would have gone home after the first night, like I was not ready.
Did they give you any food?
Yeah, they did. Oh, dude, the fucking hospital food. It wasn't bad, but it was really bland.
Yeah, it's
and
not
that's
good.
it's not good. Like the worst thing that they served
Like
me,
B-dubs? Could you get some B-dubs in there?
Oh, dude, I wish. Oh, and the Coke Zero that I had my wife bring me, it took me 11 hours to drink it.
Wow, nurse that thing.
Because every time, like, it made me have to burp, and then every time I would burp,
no thanks.
And so it was not. That was not what I should have asked for. So
Maybe a Capri Sun?
but the worst thing that they gave me was chicken breast
Okay.
because it's like this plain white boiled meat that has nothing to it.
Yeah,
and
it's
like,
not,
dude,
yeah, it's not good.
No.
I mean, it's not like Chick-fil-A.
you're right,
Exactly.
exactly. The second day they gave me for lunch a cheeseburger,
Oh,
and that
right.
was actually really good. It was
Yeah.
like a 3-pound patty, had
Nice.
this big old piece of Swiss cheese on it.
Oh,
And
okay.
that was really good.
Yeah.
Everything else, not so much. And of course, like pudding cups and yogurt, Jello cups, those are always good.
Sure.
Can't go wrong with that. So anyway, the only other significant thing that happens, right? They tell me I'm going to have to stay a second night, and it's kind of a relief because I'm doing real bad.
Well, and, look, if they send you home
Yep.
and something doesn't go right,
Right.
the process to get back,
Yeah, it's bad.
it's ambulance.
You're right,
I mean, it's,
exactly. Because my
know.
wife's not going to be able to get me into
No.
the car.
So as a precautionary, it was definitely the right move.
Yeah, I'm really glad they had me stay the second day or the second night because the second day, which is the day that I would have gone home, so the physical therapist comes by, no problem. Yeah, and we know if you've ever gone to physical therapy, they're fucking torturers.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They're sadistic.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They're evil. They like you to be in pain.
They start doing that shit from like Van Damme Kickboxer where they
Yeah.
tie your legs to two
You're
trees.
right, exactly.
And you're
Yeah.
gonna do the splits here, boy.
Dude, so I get lucky. The physical therapist, all they want me to do is walk. And I've already been walking.
Oh,
and
dude,
so,
yeah.
like, dude, I'm golden. All right, cool. I escape. I dodge that bullet. But then the occupational therapist comes.
And wants you to deliver mail.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to make sure we get you back into the
Yeah.
workspace here.
Right. We're sending you off to the mines. You got to be ready. And so he wants to see like what I can do. And because I'm a pleaser and I want the answer to be yes, I'm like AI.
Yeah,
right?
you're the
Hey,
AI.
can you tie your shoes? Yes, I can tie my shoes. Let me. Oh no.
Yeah.
And so he wants me to do like pretty simple things like get out of bed.
Okay.
And I'm trying to do it. And I feel like because I'm under the eye of an expert, okay, I'm going to do these things that he tells me to do. And I fuck myself up so bad, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
you're trying to for like a coach who wants you to.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like you're gonna
Yeah,
try
push
to
yourself.
make it good for this guy. I want to please him.
Yeah, right.
Show him I can do it.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly right. And so, like, I try to get out of bed under my own power. And, dude, it's just not happening. And so that normal short circuit that we talked about earlier, they're like, okay, I go to move my left leg, the one that's bad, and it doesn't want to respond because there's that barrier.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, well, forget the barrier. I'm just going to start moving my leg. And, oh, my God, dude, all the time that I spent in the hospital, this was the worst pain. It was so fucking bad. Trying to get out of the bed. And then he tells me like, oh, well, no problem. You can just do a log roll where you're just going to twist your body and roll over.
Oh, sure.
And like, you know what muscles you have to engage to twist?
Yeah.
It turns out it's your core.
Yeah.
And dude, fucking agony. So much so that once I get up into a standing position so that we can walk, I can't walk because I'm just, it's so fucking bad.
Were you like Steve Carell in the 40-Year-Old Virgin, where you're just screaming
Oh,
things
yeah,
at him?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Kelly Clarkson. You know.
So the whole time, like, I really try. We're getting to the end of the story here.
Yeah.
I really try to be a good patient.
Yeah. Dude,
In the sense, like, I don't want to be too demanding on the nurses. You know, like, they have more important stuff to deal with. They got people who are dying.
Like, yeah, you can. Don't worry, I'll be fine.
Yeah, people who are shitting on themselves and all this stuff. And so, like, all right, dude, I can just lay here. I'll be fine.
You
if
want
I
to be
just lay
easy
here.
mode.
Yeah,
you know,
right, exactly.
So
And-
that they don't leave the room and bitch about you.
Yeah, and
Right.
so that they don't dread like coming into my room.
Sure.
And to my credit, the nurses were super complimentary, and they're like, "Dude, you've been like a dream patient. It's
Yeah,
really easy
like
to take
AI.
care of you." Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, and maybe they say that to all the all the patients.
No, dude. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
I
a lot of patients.
So I go to hospitals a lot, okay, as part of my job. And so sometimes I'll be standing around just in a hallway or by like the nurse's desk or whatever.
Right.
And dude, they'll come back, and when there's no patients that can hear them,
Yeah.
dude, their real thoughts come out. Now, I'm not saying
Right.
nurses are bad people or anything like that.
No.
Dude, they are lifesavers, right? But they have to deal with some people who are sometimes not very compliant and not very easy to deal with themselves.
Right.
And it wears on them, you know, like, and so a good patient, it helps.
Yeah.
They want to help that good patient.
Right. That's exactly right. And so a lot of me trying to be a good patient is self-serving.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, if they say you should walk for your recovery, okay, well, then I'm going to try to walk because I want to recover.
Yeah.
If they say, you should, like, the next time you... So, like, eventually they pull my catheter out. It got pulled out, like, early on day 2 or something
Yeah.
like that. It wasn't that bad.
Did they do it like ripping off a Band-Aid?
Yeah, they were quick about it.
1, 2, 3, go! And then kind of like, yeah.
And this was another situation where, like, they're going to have to look at my dick
Did they
to pull the
did they
catheter out.
handle the ween?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, they did.
So they like undercut, and then they're like,
I don't remember.
And did they do it like starting a lawnmower?
Yeah,
Yank
pulling
it
that
out,
cord
yeah.
on the lawnmower. Yeah,
Oh!
it's not like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad, but I was on pain drugs too.
Oh, okay,
So I'm
yeah.
sure that helps. If it's enough
Takes
to
the edge off.
takes the edge off. That's right. And so, but like when they tell me, we would prefer you to piss into this jug, into the urinal.
Yeah.
I should say it's not a jug. I mean, whatever. But it's
Just bring a jug.
it's an old Gatorade bottle. So when the nurse tells me, like, we would prefer you to piss into this jug because we want to monitor your output.
Sure.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah,
I'll piss
yeah.
into the jug. You know, any of that stuff, dude, like when they're like, hey, can we take some blood? Like, yeah, of course.
Take
like,
all you want.
Yeah, the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, and
what
so,
are you asking me for?
Right. So again, all this stuff is like self-serving, but it works for everybody. And dude, if I give another bonus tip, like, this is the way to do it.
Yeah.
Because the nurse is not your enemy.
No,
and like
no.
the people who get mad and yell at the nurse, fuck that. Fuck
Yeah.
those people.
Yeah. They're not there to help.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Yeah. So anyway. So it's time now. I can finally go home. I got to hit a couple of benchmarks before I can go home. The biggest benchmark is I have to walk. Dude, that was covered day one.
Yeah,
No
okay.
problem.
Yeah, you can walk.
Yeah, dude, I got that.
So now
fucking
you can
nailed.
get yourself kind of move around the house a
Yeah,
little
and
bit.
I find that in positions that support my abdomen, I can get a little more rest.
Yeah.
And so like the second night that I'm in the hospital, I go over to the chair and I sit in the chair because when you're sitting in a chair, your body's kind of more supported. And I'm able to sleep like 20 minutes at a time.
Ooh.
Or maybe even a little longer. It's like, all right, this is better. You know, this is good. And I stand a lot more and just, you know, getting better. And so this is pretty cool. So walking, no fucking
Yeah,
problem.
good job you.
Yeah, the other benchmark I have to hit, I got to piss.
Okay.
No problem. Got that, dude. I'm pissing like
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah,
The
racehorse.
nurses- Yeah, and the AI nurse is like,
Yeah.
oh, you're pissing so much. I'm
Ooh.
so impressed with
Yeah.
you. Yeah, yeah. And so that's great. No problem. Right, there's still blood from time to time, but it's from the catheter, not
Yeah.
from my kidney.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm noticing that my piss is gradually becoming more and more clear. And so that's good too. And then the third thing that I have to do, which is winds up being a problem, is I have to fart.
Oh.
Because they need to know that everything is moving again after the
Sure.
surgery. And so the anesthesia shuts everything down, your intestines stop, and it takes a while to get them restarted.
Uh-huh.
Normally for me, farting, not a problem.
No, yeah, it's a normal thing.
Yeah, but I got two things working against me here. Thing number one is that everything has shut down, and
Yeah.
so it's got to restart. Right? I figured like by the second day I'd be taking a shit. Maybe that was not the case.
You're going to crunch one out.
Yeah. And like, dude, I worried because to wipe your ass, you have to twist.
Oh, yeah.
And
This is where the bidet would help.
yeah, and I can't do it.
Yeah.
And so the nurse,
Uh-oh.
I have to ask her like,
Hey.
if I'm going to take a shit, is there like a bidet or something
Yeah,
to
just
clean my
jump in the
ass?
shower.
Yeah, because I can't reach it. And
Yeah.
she's like, no, that's part of being a nurse.
Dude, yeah, let me tell you, they are hardcore.
Yeah.
I mean, like marrying a nurse, like I said, you know, if things go south, like you get sick or whatever, you
Right.
throw up or you have diarrhea or whatever,
Yeah.
doesn't phase a nurse, dude.
Yeah.
They've seen that shit plenty of times. They don't care.
Right.
They're just like, whatever. They just
Yeah.
plow through it.
Yeah, that's
Right.
it. And she's like, yeah, that's part of the job. It's what
Yeah.
we do. She said, I'll be happy if you poop because we know that things are moving. But
Yeah,
first,
and then we can get your ass out of here.
yeah, first let's worry about farting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, you know, so problem number one, things aren't moving. Problem number two, and what's funny about it is I have tremendous amount of gas pain, but it's gas that's not in my intestines. It's gas that has no way out. And so that isn't going to be fixed by farting. But I'm starting to feel the bubble guts a little bit, like that's starting to move, and like I got that gas pain too. So I'm like, all right, something's happening. Problem number two is that when I'm in the bed, if you have to fart, like the bed is a plug.
Yeah, it's like blocking the exit.
It's blocking the exit. That's right. And
You gotta
can't-
lean over to the side.
and that's right. And I can't do that
Yeah.
because that's twisting that engages my core and it hurts too bad. And so I feel like I could have farted at least 6 hours earlier than I finally managed to fart just because the bed was plugging the hole.
Yeah, you should have got up and then just put your foot up on like the footstool.
I can't
You know,
lift my leg like
yeah.
that. I can't do that either. So eventually, like, I spent a lot more time standing. And so the nurse is in my room and she's talking on the phone to the doctor who's eventually going to decide whether I'm released.
And then you interrupt.
Yeah. And she says, you know, everything's going really well. He still hasn't passed gas. And I go, oh, hey. I let out this huge fucking fart. And she's like, yeah, that is awesome. Great job. You
Yeah.
are on the road to recover. And so, dude, I fucking crushed it.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So that was great. And then now it's time to go home. Everything's cool. The last thing we have to do is get me all unhooked. And so they take my IVs out. Not a big deal. The IV that was in my arm was enormous. But they take it out. Who cares? No big deal. And it actually bled quite a bit when it came out.
Sure.
Oh, and the person taking it out, I have the nurse who I've developed this relationship with. And then there's a trainee nurse.
Yeah, there's a lot of them there.
Yeah. And so the nurse has the because I'm an easy patient.
Oh yeah, they have the trainee.
Yeah, have the trainee do this stuff. Yeah, and like, all right, taking out the IV and whatever. She doesn't cover, like, she doesn't realize how much the big giant needle in my arm is gonna bleed.
Yeah,
and so we'll wind up spilling a bunch of blood. But fuck it, who cares? I got more.
Yeah,
no big deal. We get that figured out, and then it's time to take out something that we haven't talked about yet. The abdominal drain. So I have all these holes from the surgery. And dude, what's cool is all the holes that the robot made, they close them with glue.
Super glue?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they're all like these perfectly clean, perfect seals. Like, you can see my scars. I don't think you've seen my scars yet.
I saw a picture of them.
Okay.
Yeah, they look all right.
Yeah, dude, they look great.
Yeah.
Right? They're clean. They're not irritated. All that shit.
We should take a picture of them.
I have pictures that that we can share. Yeah. In fact, one picture, you can see a big old gas bubble on the side. I probably sent you that picture.
Maybe, yeah.
But yeah, we'll share the pictures. So anyway, all those are great, right? There's no bandages on them. There's no nothing. But then we have this hole at the bottom of my abdomen near my waistline that is the drain. And on the end of this drain, and the drain is like a McDonald's straw. And then at the end of the drain is a bulb that's like what you would use for suck boogers out of a baby's nose.
Yeah.
And it keeps getting filled up. It's not getting filled up rapidly, but it's filling up with juice from my insides.
Nice.
Yeah, and the nurses are happy about that too. Like, oh, this juice looks pretty good. And
he liking a juice?
Yeah, you're liking a juice. Oh, you're liking a juice. And it's not, the volume is not too much. And so, great. But at this point now, it's got to come out. The drain's got to come out. And, okay, I know this is going to be a little weird because on the inside, there's a big straw that's got to come out. And so the trainee is going to do this. And so first she has to cut a suture to free up the drain, and then she's got to pull it out.
Yeah.
And dude, she's real squeamish about it. This is clearly the first time she has ever done something like this. And her poker face, not good. And she starts to, like, as soon as she unsutures it, I presume things start draining.
To move, yeah.
Start to move. And she turns green.
Nice.
And the nurse is like, okay, pull it out. And she's like, well, I don't know how to.
Dude, pull it out.
Just pull it.
Yeah.
Just pull it out. It'll come out. And it comes out, and like all this syrup comes out with it. And she is like, not ready for it.
No longer in nursing school.
yeah, exactly. Right. And so, but dude, it comes out, and now I've got this big hole that they have to cover with gauze, and then they cover it with like a waterproof bandage.
Yeah.
And so while all of my other cuts or all my incisions are all like essentially healed for all practical purposes, I have this hole. And having a place where the outside can get into the inside, that's bad.
Yeah, it's where the germs
that's
come from.
That's where infection will come in and shit like that. And so that's it. I get sent home, and they give me some bandage changes, and they're like, okay, in a couple days, maybe you'll shower. After you shower, you're going to change the bandage. And dude, credit to my wife. A couple days later, I finally take my first shower, and she has to change this bandage.
Yeah.
And when we take the bandage off, it looks really good.
Sure, good.
And then B, she changed it like a fucking champ.
Nice.
And puts the new cover on, and everything's good. And so that basically gets us to where we are now.
Nice,
right?
man.
Where I've been standing this whole time. I'm able to walk. I'm not in too
energy
much pain.
level's good.
Yeah, my energy level's good. I sneezed a few times and haven't died. And so my recovery is at or ahead of schedule.
Nice, man.
Everything is right.
So when's the next scheduled checkup?
4 days from today.
Okay,
as
cool.
we record this.
So,
yeah. So that's when I'll see my surgeon again for the first time. And like in my patient portal from the hospital, I was getting all the results from the blood work and all this stuff, and everything's okay. And then I see one that you have a pathology result. I'm like, oh, this is what I really want to see. You know, what's the tumor? But then I go to click on it and there's no information. So they probably...
It's classified.
It's classified, right? You need to hear this from your doctor. Because what I think happened, and I got to ask about this, is it wasn't a tumor at all. I was growing a super kidney.
A super kidney?
A super kidney. Because, like, if you're going to have laser beams shoot out of your eyes, that energy's got to come from somewhere.
Makes sense.
Right? Or if you're going to fly, that energy's got to come from somewhere. And it probably comes from super kidneys.
Okay, I'm in.
And so I'm going to ask the doctor about that. So I'll keep you guys posted if it was, in fact, a super kidney. And so that's it, man. That's where we are. You know, the whole time I was home, I took maybe 5 pain pills. They gave me muscle relaxers. Haven't taken any of those. And so if you're looking to buy something, email us. Yeah. And that's it, dude.
So do we have a sponsor for this episode?
Oh, we do, but I'm not ready for it.
Oh, man. Yeah. So, look, let me just, while you're figuring that out, I'll just talk to our wonderful audience who hung with us for this special hour-long episode of the Scafaciverse podcast. So, look, like I said at the beginning, I'm glad to have you back.
Yeah,
right?
I'm glad to be back.
Because, it was a concern of mine. I'd have to hire Trevor, full time or something like that. And,
oh, dude, is Trevor an option? Because I'll step down.
Well, he might be.
We'll see.
He's got the bug, I think.
He does. Yeah, he was having fun.
So.
Yep. Okay. Their closing sponsor is Milkman Fertility. Are you having difficulty starting a family? Are your husband's swimmers lacking in number or in enthusiasm? Or maybe he had a surgery and his dick doesn't work for a while and it's gone turtle and there ain't nothing you can do about it. In any of those cases, the Milkman can help. We're America's first full-service in-home fertility company. For a surprisingly reasonable fee, we'll show up at your home and implant only the highest quality seed. The Milkman aims to make your fertility treatment as convenient as it is affordable. We'll provide your treatment right in the comfort of your own bedroom, or in the living room, or on the kitchen table, or for maximum convenience, even in the back seat of your car. Call the Milkman. He always delivers the freshest cream.
All right. For Anthony Scafaci,
I am Alan Gegax.
This has been a balls deep production of the Scafaciverse podcast. We are out.